What's good, everybody? This is Corey with Limit Break TCG, coming with a deck profile for red hybrids. Just a little backstory about this deck. I've been excited for this deck. I used to play red hybrid a little bit back in BT4, not very long though. And then like Bt7 came around, and I was really into green hybrids. But when the support got revealed for Bt17's red hybrids, I started looking at the cards and I thought that was really cool, really good idea, and I loved the flow of it and the aggression it could pull off. So I decided to go ahead and build it, and I've been having a lot of fun with it since then. I proxied the cards a couple weeks before the official release, started testing some builds out, and I've come up with this build that has been working really well for me in the past couple weeks. I got second place in a tournament with it, and locally, just playtesting wise, it's been really good as well lately. So I just decided to give you guys a deck profile. I feel like I've worked out all the kinks. There would be probably one change that I'd do in this deck, and I'll tell you guys about it later on. But without further ado, let's go to the profile. Now the babies, I do share the babies with my red base blue hybrid deck. So we run the 4-Coromon, where once per turn, when a card is removed from the security stack, from your opponent's security stack, you draw a card. And then lastly, our Yokomon. This is just the 5th baby to just have. You could change it for, what was I running? I was running a Greymon. Was hacking if the Digimon has 6k or more DP, draw a card. We do that a lot. We get over 6k DP a lot. But to just stop from switching these cards out between playing red hybrid and blue hybrid, I decided to keep this in. If I see it in red hybrid, oh well, then not that big of a deal. Otherwise, it really does nothing for the red hybrid deck. So you could put this as Greymon, you could put it as the Digimon, where if you pay a member, you can delete something 3k or less. That's up to you. I'm just out of laziness, to be honest with you. Sharing these 5 babies with my blue hybrid red base deck. I don't want to just keep switching this card out for something else. So I'll just keep it as the 5th egg. But that's really the babies. Just quick. Good, generically good red babies, really. As far as Coromon. Next, we run 4 of the Flamemon for Bt17. It says, on play, reveal the top 3 cards. You may add a hybrid or 10 warriors trait in the traits, and 1 tamer with inherited effects among them to your hand. Return the rest to the bottom. So this could potentially add 2 cards. Excuse me. I was yawning. So if you reveal a hybrid and a Takuya, for example, you can add both of them. This does add a card we're going to be talking about later. It adds a 10 warrior card. Notice that says card, not Digimon. So there is a option card, real quick, just kind of show you guys, just kind of spoil just a little bit. This Ancient Guardian Deity. I'm not going to explain what it does quite just yet. I'll wait till the rest of the later on in the video to explain it. But it is a 10 warriors option card, so this can add it along with Takuya. So just keep that in mind. And then on deletion, you may play a tamer with an inherited effect from your hand without paying its cost. So this, and then going forward in BT18, when we have the Koji Takuya tamers and stuff like that. This goes really well with it because Koji's. I'm pretty sure Koji you can play the Koji Takuya off of this, if I remember correctly. I'll have to double check. But going forward, a lot of this red hybrid stuff for BT17 is just good in BT18 as well, with the new Emperor Gray, the 3-color Emperor Gray that I think's red, green, and blue, if I remember correctly. I'm not entirely sure. But a lot of these cards can still be good next set as well. So with the Flamemons, just kind of explain this real quick. I go 4-3-2-1 with the Flamemons. Now what I mean is just by counts. So we have 4 of the BT17. I have 3 of the BT7. that say on deletion play Takuya, specifically Takuya, from your hand without paying costs. And on play, reveal the top 4 and add 1 card with a hybrid, Susanoo, or Takuya among them to your hand, and bottom deck the rest. So this looks for this reveals top 3, can potentially add 2 cards. This goes one more deep, looking at the top 4 cards, but can only add 1 card. And then we play 2 of the Bt12 Flamon, which is on play, pitch a hybrid card from your hand to draw 2. So it's just some filtering. If we need to set up some trash for some stuff later, which a lot of times we do, sometimes we'll pitch a hybrid just to either grab later or use it for our Takuya tamer later on, which I'll get to that. And then inheritable, your turn, your hybrids and 10 warriors gain 2 KDP, which is really important. We want to get bigger than anything else out there. So numbers are always good to add to it. And then lastly, we play 1 of the piercing Flamon, just for the piercing. The reason for this I'll explain later, but this probably would be the only change that I would do is taking this out for the 4th Takuya tamer that gives piercing. Would probably be the only change I would do. I don't know entirely yet. This list has been doing fine for me, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. So I'm just gonna keep running it like this. But that's our rookies. Like I said, we play 4, and then 3, and then 2, and then 1 of pretty much the Flamons that are offered to us. The only Flamon we don't play is the BT4 one, mainly because of the inheritable. It doesn't have the inheritable that we need. Plus, the rest of our Takuya, not Takuyas, the rest of our flames, the one where we pitch 1, draw 2, the BT14 one, where we oh, that was the BT14 one. Let me double check. So, BT7 one, the one where we look at the top 4 and add a card. Between the Flamons that we do have, we have enough search. So playing the BT4 one for more search with no inheritable just seems a little redundant, so we decided not to play that. Next for our level 4s is 4 of the promo Aguni. This card is really cool. It helps us get to our big dude really quickly, really easily. So when attacking, this Digimon may digivolve into an Ancientgreymon in your hand for a memory cost of 2. When digivolving, ignoring its Digievolution requirements. If it does, delete this Digimon at the end of the turn. So, we delete our dude at the end of the turn, yes, if we do that effect, but a lot of times we don't mind because our dude plays extra stuff when he dies anyway. And then his inheritable does come up as well sometimes too. When digivolving into a Digimon with Ancientgreymon in your hand, reduce the cost by 2. It's not optional. Anytime you would digivolve into the Ancientgrey, it's going to be reduced cost of 2. Unless they have the floodgate that says you can't reduce Digievolution costs, whatever. Other than that, it is mandatory. I don't know why you wouldn't anyway if you're given the option, because it's just helping you out in the long run. But just keep that in mind. It does come up sometimes. The fact that you have to, if you're digivolving into Ancientgrey and this is your inheritable, you do have to digivolve for 2 less. That's not to say you can do it for this. So basically, if you're swinging and you digivolve for 2, you're not going to get your inheritable because that's just. I mean, hopefully, I really don't have to explain that to you at this point. And I mean, hopefully, you've been playing Digimon long enough you understand how the stacking works. But that's not how the stack goes. So you'll digivolve for the 2, pay the 2 into Ancientgrey, and then that's it. But let's say you had a level 5 on top of this, or a Burning Greymon on top of this, and you were evolving into the Ancientgrey for whatever reason. Let's say you had a level 5, and you were swinging with the level 5, and this was the inheritable, and you evolved it to the Ancientgrey, then it would be 2 less, basically. Or even if before you swing, if you're level 5 and you want to go into Ancientgrey, you'll be paying 2 less for it regardless. Just keep in mind. But this helps us get to Ancientgrey real quick. We do a lot of warp digivolving with this deck, going straight from our level 4 to our level 6s. And then our Aguni Mon from Bt17. We play 4 of. It digivolves into a Takuya for a cost of 2, or a Ancientgreymon for a cost of 1. Evolves on everything else. A purple or red level 3 for 3. You may digivolve this card from your hand onto one of your tamers as if it was a level 3 red Digimon. When digivolving, if Burning Gray is in this Digimon's Digi-Evolution cards, or you have a blue or green tamer or Digimon, this Digimon may digivolve into Ancient Gray for a reduced cost of 3, ignoring its Digi-Evolution requirements. If this effect digivolve, delete the Digimon at the end of the turn. So basically, kind of like what this one does, if you do the effect, if you evolve for, if you do the Warp Digivolve, basically it'll delete itself at the end of the turn. Which pops effects anyway, so we really don't mind if he deletes itself. And then, as an inheritable, it gets 2k. So, and then going to our Burning Grays, which I'll show you guys the main trick behind this shortly. So this Burning Gray evolves onto a red or blue rookie for 3, a Takuya for 2, or a Gunimon for 1. Can it digivolve? It can digivolve on top of a red tamer for 2. Or on top of a red tamer, as if it was a red level 3 Digimon. It only evolves on top of Takuya for 2. It does have raid, so it can attack the highest DP that's unsuspended if you want. And then when attacking, this Digimon may digivolve into a card with hybrid in its traits. With the Digi-Evolution culture is reduced by 1. So basically what this does, the main focus of this deck, well, I wouldn't say main focus, but it's definitely, well, I would say this is the main focus. This is probably your secondary focus. So your main focus of the deck is you evolve onto a Takuya or your rookie, whatever. Point is, you're at a Burning Greymon. So you go Burning Greymon, you have raid, and when attacking. So you can raid if you want, regardless. Let's say you're just swinging at players. So you're going to swing, your when attacking happens, you digivolve into a hybrid for 1 cost less. Now, a Goonie evolving on Burning Gray costs 1. So if you're evolving for 1 minus 1, you're paying nothing. So basically, you're swinging, evolving here for free. Now, we have the Burning Greymon underneath this card. We can evolve into an Ancient Gray in our hand for 3 if we want. So let's say we do. Let's just say this is the Ancient Gray. So we're swinging with this. We activate our when attacking, evolve into this. We digivolving, since we have a Burning Gray, we digivolve into an Ancient Gray for 3. So basically, coming from here, just paying 3, we're going from here to our Ancient Gray, swinging with Security Attack plus X, with Big Dude, and it's just that's what we do. That's what we're trying to do, and we do it well. We do it well. So basically, just remember to do this play with these two. You have to have Burning Gray underneath a Goonie, and you evolve for 3. For this one, you just need to be attacking. So if this is on top of a Flamemon and you're swinging, or if it's just in play and you're swinging, you can go into your Ancient Gray for 2. Basically, it's the same thing as this, just 1 card less. You're just doing it with this. They both delete themselves at the end of the turn if you evolve that way. Just keep that in mind. And then lastly, because we do need Burning Grays underneath this Aguni to do the effect, we play 2 extra Burning Grays for Bt12 that can digivolve on an Aguni for 1. I may digivolve this onto a Takuya for a cost of 2. And then when digivolving, it gets 2k to the end of the turn. So it can also buff itself up. When digivolving on a Takuya gives us 2k as well. And then if we meet 10k or more, we get extra effects with Takuya. So this the when digivolving gain 2k kind of helps us get there. So if we're digivolving on a Takuya, we'll gain the 2, goes to 8. The Takuya gives us 2 more, gives us 10, and we get any inherited effects that the Takuya has from that point on, whether it be gain 2 memory if we check a security, might get piercing, might get security attack plus 1, whatever. But basically that's another reason we use it. But also to have the Burning Gray in name to go underneath the Aguni for our effect. Okay. That's the level 4s. Moving on to our level 5s, we only play 2. We play 2 alts of the Bt7. All this says when it digivolves into a card, when one of your Digimon with a tamer in its Digi-Evolution cards digivolves into this card in your hand, reduce the cost by 2. So basically, if we're going from a level 4 that has a Takuya underneath it, and we're going to Aldermon, it costs 2 less. So let's say we're going just for head. So we go on top of Takuya for this for 2, and then since we have Takuya in the Digimon sources, we'll evolve into this for 1 because it's reduced cost of 2. Just to kind of give you guys the example of how that kind of works. And then when digivolving, it gains 4k DP to the end of the turn, which is also really nice. Helps us get from 8k to 12k just by digivolving. Sometimes we'll have, like in this situation, we'll have an inheritable that gives us an extra 2k. So basically, when digivolving on top of this, it'll give us the 4k, so we're 12, and then 2k more, so we're a 14k level 5, which is really cool. Our level 5s can get pretty beefy as well. But also, the main reason we play it is for its inheritable. When this Digimon has hybrid or 10 warriors in its traits, it doesn't activate security effects on options that it checks. So, I know Hammer Spark just got limited to 1, but we don't, Hammer Sparks don't pop off, 7th Lightnings don't pop off. What's other, trying to think of Crimson Flares. Crimson Flare does hurt us too, doesn't pop off. Basically, any option that's in the security doesn't pop off. And that's really good in this deck. It helps with our OTKs, which we do. It's not, so the old Ancient Grey used to be leaning on the OTK method. This doesn't, but it can if you have the right setup, which isn't that hard to do. It's, I've done it once or twice. It's just not the main focus of this deck anymore. But yeah, so this helps us not check options and security. Now moving on to our big boss monster, our big dude, Ancientgreymon, the man of the hour. So it said it has security attack +1, and then on play or when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP equal to or less than this Digimon, basically. So if we have no buffs and we're playing this or digivolving it, we can delete something 12k or less. If we're digivolving it with, let's say, that Aguni play with the Burning Gray that I was telling you guys about. So let's say we're doing this. We're swinging Evo here for free. Wait, move this up a little bit. So we're swinging with Burning Gray, Evoing here for free, doing the effect, evolving here for 3. Now since we're evolving, we can kill something 12, 14, 16k. So we can kill something 16k or less, and we're still swinging with security attack +1, and we're beefy, so chances are we won't die to security. So yeah, that's really why we. It's deletion on big dudes, helps us get rid of things that are problematic. Yeah, and then also on deletion, which is why we don't care if it gets deleted. On deletion, you may return a tamer. Actually, you can't may, you have to. Return a tamer card with hybrid. Return a tamer card and 1 hybrid trait Digimon from your trash to your hand. Then you may play a tamer from your hand without paying its cost. So we get to grab back a Takuya and a hybrid, and we get to play a Takuya from our hand for free. So, which we could play the one we grab back if we need, even if it's in the same stack. Because how it happens is once it's deleted, all the deletion effects happen in the trash. So we'll get to add back the Takuya if Takuya was in the stack, and we'll get to replay it as well. Also, so this getting deleted grabs us a tamer and a hybrid and plays a tamer for free. And it also has Digicross. I don't know why they gave this deck Digicross, but they did. So basically, Digicross, if you guys don't know that already, we have, if you have the name cards that are in there, So this has Digicross 3 with a Goonimon and Burning Gray. So what that means is for each card you put underneath it, it reduce by 3. So this costs 12 to play if you're just playing it like that. If you're Digicrossing it, you play the Aguni and the Burning Gray, and for each card you're using, you reduce it by 3. So if let's say you're just doing the Aguni, you reduce it by 3, so you'll be paying 9 for this. If you have both of them, then you're paying 6 for it. And you don't have to use that Burning Gray and Aguni. It just has to be Burning Gray and Aguni in name. So if you have that Aguni and then our older Burning Gray, that's fine. You could do it with either one of these. Aguni just, I think, has to go first. So you could do it with either one of these stacks, really. And mix and match. It could be like this, you know, whatever. It just has to have Aguni and Burning Gray in name. So you'd pay that for 6. And yeah, and then you'll get your own plays and all that stuff. You just can't swing right away. It's the only problem. But no big deal. And then our last Ancient Grey, we play 3 of. This is, I think this was the change I was gonna do. I was gonna drop one of these for one of our other Takuyas that I'll show you guys in a moment. Because this is kind of our OTK part of it. Although, like I said, we don't really go towards the OTK. It's just kind of here if we need. But it's definitely not the main focus of the deck anymore. So what this says is on your turn. There's a little bit of confusion with this reading. So let me just kind of clarify that. For each Digimon is Digimon's Digievolution cards with Greymon in its name, other than Doru Gray, Dex Doru Gray, or Burning Gray. So let me just show you guys something real quick. Put that right there. That's Burning Gray, and then our other Burning Gray. So we play Burning Gray. So let me just finish this. For each Digimon, other than in this Digimon's, for each Digimon in this Digimon's Digievolution cards with a Greymon in its name, other than Doru Gray, Burning Gray, or Dex Doru Gray, or hybrid in its form, this Digimon gains Security Attack +1. So why isn't it counting this if it goes with the deck and all that good stuff? So the reason for this is this counts as a hybrid still, because it counts, you get Security Attack +1 for every Greymon other than the 3 they named, or for every hybrid in its form. These Burning Grays are still hybrids. They still count towards the Security Attack +1 just as a hybrid. The only way I can think that they worded it that way is to prevent it from being counted twice. So instead of it being counted as a Greymon and a hybrid, basically having this one card give you 2 security attacks, they worded it that way to just be counted as a hybrid. That way it doesn't overflow, not overflow because that's the actual term now, just to overload the card with just one card. So basically, this isn't counted as a Greymon, but it's still counted as a hybrid. You see what I'm saying? So they worded it that way to stop it from being like this giving you security attack +1 twice, because it's a Greymon and because it's a hybrid. So that's why I think they added except Burning Greymon and Doru Gray and Dex Doru Gray, but hybrids count. So it only counts itself as a hybrid. Is the only thing I can think of is why they worded it that way, just to kind of give you guys that idea. So for every hybrid or Greymon and its traits, other than what we explained, it gets security attack +1. So basically, let's just say, to not confuse you, I won't even use the Burning Grays. Let's just do that. Let's just say, and then let's say an Aldo. Okay. So let's say our stack is Flamon, Aguni, Alda, and then an Ancient Grey. Okay, just to kind of not confuse us. So basically, this is a hybrid, this is a hybrid, this is a hybrid. So during our turn, this card gets security attack +1, 2, 3, and it has its initial hit. So basically with this stack, we'd be swinging for 4 checks At 15, not checking options and security, and then if it does so happen to die, we play a Takuya for free. Basically, so yeah, you get security attack +1 for every card. Even if you do have the Burning Gray, it still counts as a hybrid. So then now this stack would basically be, well, let's do like this. Let's say we went Aguni on top of the Burning Gray, and then Aldo on top of the Aguni. So basically this would be security attack +1, 2, 3, 4, and then our initial hit. So basically this right here is OTK potential. Unless we're hitting something, let's see, this is 15, 17. Unless we're hitting something with 18k in security, this ain't getting killed. It's going to check all 5 security because we have our initial security plus security attack +1, 2, 3, 4. We have +4k, making us 17. Not checking options and security. This is our OTK guy. Basically is what his effect is saying. And then lastly, on deletion, we play a level 4 or lower hybrid from our hand without paying its cost. So both Ancient Greys do something on deletion, which is why the Agunis saying if you evolve them this way, they delete, isn't that big of a deal because we still get advantage after they go, and we just kind of bounce back from that. And lastly, because we still do have OTK potential. The security, if we have the security attack +4, swinging, check 5, blitz for game. You know, Omnimon blitz. Y'all know, y'all have seen it before. When is evolving gains blitz. When is evolving gonna suspend. And then all turns, which doesn't really happen. If this Digimon will be deleted or bounced, you may trash the tops. Trash it or add it to your hand. Trash it. The level 6, you may prevent it from leaving. So yeah, that doesn't really happen usually. It doesn't protect us from our own effects, only when your opponent would remove it. So if we did all that stuff with the Aguni, and it says deleted at the end of the turn, and we swung, and then we blitzed, swung again, at the end of the turn, our Omnimon will die. We can't save it because it still has to be deleted at the end of the turn because we warped Digivolved with the Aguni. Okay, so next we have our Tamers. This is what I was saying. I was probably going to swap out one of these 3 for a 4th Takuya just to have more Takuya. But right now, this has kind of just been working fine. This is Takuya from Bt17. Says, of course, if it's checked with security, you play it. And then start of your turn, start of your main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. And then its inheritable is you get 2k, and if you're 10k or more, it gains piercing. So that's what I was saying. Our Takuyas give us extra stuff. And if we meet 10k or more, we get extra effects. That's just one of them. Next, we run one of the Takuya. Security effect, play it from security. Active main, you may place 5 cards with a hybrid. It has traits from trash underneath this card, underneath this Tamer in any order, to digivolve into Ancientgreymon in your hand. Let me see. I can't read it upside down. 4 its Digi-Evolution cost as if this Tamer was a level 5 or a Digimon. So, fun fact about this card. I don't know why it works this way. I've asked my judges many times. They've explained it to me, and I still don't quite understand it. But I know that this is a legal play. Basically, I could take... let's just have random... Let's see. Let's just... Alda, Aguni, Burning Flame, and let's say another Burning Flame. Okay. So, I could take these 5 from trash, put them underneath this dude any way I like. Any way I like. So, let's say we have this. Let's clean it up just a little bit. That way we're not going too off camera. Okay. So, I could grab these 5 cards from my trash, put them under Takuya, and not evolve into my Ancientgrey. I don't know why. I don't understand why. Because I feel like that's part of the effect. You have to do the whole thing. But, like I said, it's been explained to me. I still don't understand why it works this way. But it does. So basically, you can do this, put 5 underneath him. And then if you so happen to have a hybrid in hand to digivolve off of yeah. So let's say we start at 2 or 3, whatever. You can Evo on top of this for the 2. And then you still get your Digivolve because we have a Burning Gray in the stack, but that's beside the point. Basically what I'm saying is you can Digivolve into this, and now you have a level 4 hybrid with all these inheritables, making it, a bad dude as well. So basically, not doing its effect to evolve into Ancient Grey. Let's just say what it is, and just, whatever it's got on the stack is what it's got. So we're basically at Agunimon, 5k, we gain 2k, we gain 2k, we gain 2k, we gain 2k. So we gain 8k with our 5. So that makes us 13k? Yeah. So that makes us 13k. We're over 10k, so we get security attack plus 1. If we're deleted, we get to play a tamer with inheritable effects from trash. So we can play this Takuya if we want, if we die. And we're not checking options and security because of our Aldermon. So basically we're swinging with a 13k, security attack plus 1, doesn't check options and security, level 4. Because of this card. Which is really cool. Now, why don't I run that at 2? Mainly because we have a lot of these dudes. We have a lot of replay tamers from trash. Add tamer from trash, then play it. Or, stuff like that. So, even if this goes in trash, we can always get it back. If something of ours is deleted. If our Ancient Grey is deleted, if this Ancient Grey is deleted, we could get it back and play it and reuse it, all that good stuff. So that's why I only run 1. I've seen lists run it at 2. I only run it at 1 because I feel like we have enough to grab it back from trash to replay it for free. That 1 is fine. So that's my reason for running it at 1. And then, as I mentioned, it has the inheritable. Digimon gets plus 2k. If it meets 10k or more, it gets security attack plus 1. So. And then lastly, we play 4 of the 3 setters. Start at 3 memory. And then, excuse me, man, I'm really burpy today. Digimon gains 2k. If it has 10k or more, it gains when attacking. Well, not when attacking. Your turn, once per turn, if this Digimon checks an opponent's security, gain 2 memory. So basically, we're swinging, we check a memory, we check a security, we gain 2 memory back. Now, the stack does have to stay alive for this to happen. If we check the security and the security check kills us, whether it be an option or a battle, we won't get the 2 memory because this will be no longer on the field because we're getting deleted. So just remember that. But yeah, I feel like the scratching one of these Ancient Greys, the older ones, basically just taking one of these and adding the 4th one would be the only change that I would change. That's the only change that I would really do with this deck. Everything else runs Chef's Kiss like a flawless machine. It just kind of comes down to what I see when I see it, and if my mind's not convoluted and I can see the play, whatever. Next we run Gravity Crush, gain 2 memory. At the end of the turn, lose 2 memory. No security effect, so it's cool. This kind of helps us go for our game-winning stuff or to extend the plays to do more stuff, given they choke us. But for a lot of things being cost-reduced or evolve from the Ugunis to the Ancient Greys for so much less is in the Warp Digivolving. Usually, no matter what memory they give us, we can kind of work with. This just kind of helps us get out of the hole if they leave us at 1 and we don't have the Takuya. This one to give us the extra one to give us the 2, and we need 2 or 3 memory. Hopefully we'll have this in our hand. I only use it at 1 because it has no security effect. If this was more like Hammer Spark, where the security effect was gain 1 memory, or even just add it to hand, then this would be at 2, definitely, maybe even 3. But since it has no security effect, it's kind of a dead card of hitting security. you really want to see this in your hand, but you don't want to look for it technically either. So this is kind of just a cool tool to have to kind of just optimize your plays and go a little crazy. Next, we have two of these ancient guardian deities. So when you have a tamer or a Digimon with hybrid and there's traits, you can ignore the color requirements. It's a red and blue. Our deck's red. We really don't worry about that. It's probably more for next sets stuff. You may return a Digimon with hybrid or 10 warriors from your trash and there's traits from your trash to your hand. Then you may play a Digimon card with 10 warriors trait or tamer from your hand with an inherited effect from your hand without paying with reduced cost of 4. So basically, playing this lets us grab back a hybrid and an ancient warrior. A hybrid or 10 warrior from your trash to your hand, and then you can play a 10 warrior from our hand or tamer with an inherited effect from my hand, reduced cost of 4. Now, how this works is, let me just show you guys this play. It works with our Digicross. Let's just put it that way. So let's get these out of the way. You pay 2 for this, and we grab back a hybrid or whatever, or Ancientgrey. Let's say we add back an Ancientgrey. Let's say we add this back, and then we may play it for a reduced cost of 4. So even if we don't have the pieces to it, we'll basically pay this for 2 and then pay this for 8. But typically the Digicross we usually have the pieces because we run we run plenty of Aguni and Burning Gray. So let's say full combo, we pay this for 2, and then we grab this back, and then we want to play it with the Digicross, reducing it by the 6 for the Digicross, but it's also still reduced by 4. Keep that in mind. So basically, we're paying the 2 for this, then we're paying 6 minus 4, because it's reduced cost of 4. So 6 brings us to 6, minus 4, we're paying 2 for this. So basically, we paid the price of this card and 2 memory to play this stack, this card right here. So basically, for 4 total, the 2 here and the 2 here after our math, after the minus 6 for cross and the minus 4 for this card, we're paying this card for 2. So for 4 memory, we're getting Ancientgreymon, deleting something 12, 14, 16k or less, and we have a swinger for next turn. That's really cool. I had to double check that, make sure it worked that way. 2 judges told me it does. I don't know why it wouldn't, because I just want to make sure. I don't want to make any illegal plays here. And then our security effect, you may play a tamer with inherited effects from your hand or trash without paying its cost. So again, we have so many things that can play our 1 Takuya, and just not worry about it, that running it at 1's fine. And then add this card to your hand. So we can even still do shenanigans even if it's a security check. And then lastly, 3 red memory boost. For some search, well that's Crimson Blaze, that's the next card. 3 red memory boost, search top 4 for a red card, bottom deck the rest. Delay gives us 2 memory. Basically, it's just kind of more Gravity Crush that I just kind of have to wait a turn for. Really is all it is. That searches me something. Or if it's checked in security, it's the Gravity Crush I have to wait to use to come back to my turn. But that's why, so yeah, we run it at 3. And lastly, 2 Crimson Blaze. Just to deal with our Numamon, because even after the ban, with Ukos, the promo Uko going to 1, Ukos are still out there, very powerful. Numa's still kind of out there, not full blast anymore, but it's still there. It also is really good in the mirror, because, we're playing a lot of hybrids for free. When this is deleted, play a hybrid. So on and so forth. So it deletes. It costs 1 less for every Digimon your opponent has. So this could be free sometimes. If they have six dudes on field, this is free. It deletes everything 6k or less, and then they can't play Digimon from their hands, or actually, period. They can't play Digimon by effects until the end of their next turn. So that stops a lot of stuff that plays things from effects. it stops the red and blue hybrids, you know, playing stuff on deletion, playing dudes on deletion. The tamers that get played from deletion still happen because they're not Digimon until they're evolved on, basically. But yeah, so they can't play Digimon by effects, kills everything, 6 or less, costs 1 less for every Digimon they have. So you know, y'all know what Crimson Blaze. Crimson Blaze is just a good red card. So that's the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna be bringing some more Digimon guys back to you guys really soon. I've been really busy lately, just a lot of stuff in life going on. But I've been having a little bit of time lately to get these deck profiles going. To get some, I can start getting some gameplay recorded. Maybe some discussions with you guys. Dragon Ball's back on the channel, which is I'm really excited for because that was the whole reason we made this channel, was for Dragon Ball Super content back in the day. So I'm really excited to have. It is Fusion World. It's not Masters, which was the old game, but it is still Dragon Ball Super content nonetheless. And we got Digimon stuff coming back as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. I super love this deck. A little thing to add, a couple of things you could add is you could play the Emperor Grey that goes on top of that Takuya if you put 5 things underneath it. I would go with the one that gives Blitz if you want a quick little game winner. By having the Takuya, nothing on board, they have no security. Well, then just put 5 dudes underneath Takuya, evolve on top of this, and then you have Blitz for game. To just have you some cheeky Blitz out of nowhere. Another thing would be the Bt17 Alda that can evolve. When it's evolving, delete something 6 or less. It also has the same inheritable as our older Aldemon, where it doesn't check options of security. And from your hand, by putting in a Goonie and a Burning Gray from your trash underneath a Takuya, basically you may evolve onto this for 3, as if your Takuya was a level 4. Yeah. So that, that's kind of just coming out of nowhere, playing your level 5s if you want. We could add Delicate Plan if you want, just to have your options. The options not checking security if you want to lean more towards the OTK. You can add another Gravity Crush somewhere if you find room for it. And then, like I said, I would probably only change that I would do is taking out the BT4 Ancient Grey for this Takuya. Is basically the only change that I would really do. Other than that, deck's been working fine. I've enjoyed it. It's been doing really good for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Leave some feedback. Tell me what you guys want to see. Comment, subscribe. I'm back here making videos. So I hope you guys are going to stick around for me with it. I know the channel's been a little stagnant lately. But hopefully we get to change that soon. Until next time, I'm Bt17. Peace.